The algorithm predicted her death 2 weeks before it happened. Not a fortune teller, not a psychic. A machine learning system analyzed her data, search history, social media activity, shopping patterns, watch time, scroll speed, and it calculated something impossible. Her death date. Started showing her funeral home advertisements, life insurance offers, grief counseling services. She thought it was a glitch, random targeting error. She ignored the warnings, dismissed them as algorithmic noise. 2 weeks later, she was dead. Sudden brain aneurysm. No warning, no symptoms, just gone. Her family reviewed her phone afterward. The funeral home ads started exactly 16 days before her death. The algorithm knew. Somehow, impossibly. It saw her future, or created it. This isn't science fiction. This is happening right now. And it might be happening to you. Let me tell you how this started. 2012. Target, the second largest discount retailer in the United States. They had a problem. Pregnant women are gold for retailers. 9 months of changing needs, then 18 years of child-related purchases. Diapers, formula, clothes, toys. Capture a pregnant customer early and you own her shopping habits for decades. But how do you identify pregnant women before they announce it publicly? Before they start showing? Before even their families know? Target put their analytics department on it, led by a statistician named Andrew Pohl. His job was simple: predict pregnancy before it becomes obvious. Pohl analyzed shopping data from thousands of women, looking for patterns, behavioral changes that preceded pregnancy announcements. He found them. 25 products that when purchased together indicated pregnancy with shocking accuracy. Unscented lotion, specific vitamin supplements, larger purses, certain color preferences, individually meaningless. Together, they formed a pattern, a signature. The algorithm could detect pregnancy in the first 20 weeks, with 87% accuracy. Target started sending pregnancy-related coupons to women the algorithm flagged, targeted advertising, personalized offers. Then came the phone call. An angry father. His daughter was in high school. She'd received a package of coupons, baby clothes, cribs, maternity wear. He was furious, called the store manager, demanded an explanation. "My daughter is still in school and you're sending her coupons for baby clothes and cribs. Are you trying to encourage teenagers to get pregnant?" The manager looked at the coupons. They were addressed to the man's teenage daughter. He apologized profusely, promised to investigate, assumed it was a system error. A few days later, he called the father back to apologize again. The father's voice was different, quieter, confused. "I need to apologize to you. I had a serious talk with my daughter. It turns out there have been some activities in my house I haven't been completely aware of. She's due in August. I'm sorry." The algorithm knew before the father did, before the girl herself might have confirmed it, analyzed her purchases, detected the pattern, made the prediction, and it was right. This story became famous in analytics circles, proof that algorithms can see invisible patterns, predict behaviors humans miss. But here's what nobody asks. If an algorithm can predict pregnancy before someone knows, what else can it predict? What other futures can it see? And the answer is terrifying, because algorithms are predicting death now. Not statistically, not population-level mortality rates, individual deaths, specific people, exact timeframes, and they're telling us, through advertisements, through content recommendations, through subtle digital whispers that we dismiss as coincidence until we die, exactly when predicted. Let me show you. Lisa Chen was 32 years old, graphic designer, Portland, Oregon, healthy, active, no medical conditions, regular exercise, good diet. Nothing suggested she was in danger. May 2023. She noticed something strange. Her TikTok feed changed dramatically, suddenly. She started seeing funeral homes, local memorial services, grief counseling advertisements, estate planning lawyers, life insurance offers, content about sudden death, videos about aneurysms, posts about saying goodbye to loved ones. None of this matched her viewing history. She'd never searched for death-related content, never watched funeral videos, never engaged with grief content. The algorithm was showing her something completely disconnected from her interests. She thought it was broken, screenshot some examples, posted online. Why is TikTok showing me funeral homes? Did someone flag my account as dead? Her friends joked. The algorithm thinks you're dying. Everyone laughed. It was absurd. She was 32, perfectly healthy, but the ads kept coming. More insistent, more specific. Funeral homes in her zip code, grief counselors taking new patients, life insurance with no medical exam required, as if the algorithm was urgent, trying to tell her something. Lisa ignored it, dismissed it as targeting error. Maybe her age demographic. Maybe she accidentally clicked something. But she felt uneasy. Something about the persistence, the specificity. 2 weeks after the funeral home ads started, Lisa collapsed at work. Sudden, excruciating headache. Called an ambulance. Brain aneurysm. Massive. By the time she reached the hospital, she was unconscious. Emergency surgery. But the damage was catastrophic. She died June 3, 2023. Her family was devastated. Shocked. No warning. No symptoms. Just sudden, catastrophic failure. While going through her phone to notify contacts, her sister noticed something. The funeral home advertisements, saved in screenshots, dated May 18th, 16 days before Lisa died. The algorithm knew, 2 weeks in advance, before any symptoms, before any medical tests, before Lisa herself had any indication. TikTok's recommendation system detected something, analyzed patterns humans can't see, and tried to warn her, through advertisements, through content, through the only language algorithms speak, targeted recommendations. Her sister researched obsessively, found others, similar stories, healthy people suddenly seeing death-related content, then dying, weeks later, days later, sometimes hours. The pattern was consistent. Algorithm changes behavior, shows death content. Person dies. But how? What data could possibly predict a brain aneurysm? Lisa had no risk factors. No family history, no medical records in any database. She wasn't searching health symptoms, wasn't watching medical content. The algorithm had no logical reason to show her funeral homes, unless it could see something beyond data. Beyond patterns, beyond logical prediction, unless it could see her future, her timeline, the moment her brain would rupture, the exact date her life would end, and it tried to prepare her, give her time to say goodbye, to put affairs in order. But she didn't listen. Nobody listens. We all think algorithms are stupid, random, broken, until we're dead. Then there's the Life UUVEX system, developed in Denmark, Technical University. Published 2024. Most accurate death prediction algorithm ever created. Trained on data from 6 million Danish citizens. 10 years of information, every aspect of their lives. Medical records, employment history, income, location, relationships, social connections, shopping habits, everything. The system learned patterns, correlations invisible to human doctors. It can predict with 78% accuracy whether someone aged 35 to 65 will die within 4 years. Not population statistics. Individual predictions. This person will die. This person will survive. Tested on 100,000 people. Half died between 2016 and 2020. The AI predicted correctly in 78% of cases. 11% more accurate than any insurance actuarial model. Better than doctors. Better than medical screening. The machine sees death coming. But here's the disturbing part. Nobody knows how it works. Neural network black box. It identifies who will die, but can't explain why. What patterns does it see? What invisible markers predict death years in advance? The researchers don't know. The algorithm won't tell us. John Morrison. Hypothetical case based on real patterns. 41 years old, applied for life insurance, healthy, no smoking, regular exercise, good family history, should be approved easily, low premiums, but the insurance company used life defect screening. Fed his data into the system. Age, income, job, location, purchases. The algorithm flagged him. High death risk. Prediction: 73% probability of death within 4 years. The insurance company denied his application. John was furious, appealed, demanded explanation. They couldn't give one. Just algorithm assessment, high risk. He got second opinion. Medical evaluation, full physical, blood work, imaging, everything normal. Doctors found nothing. John fought the denial. Hired lawyers. How can you deny insurance based on algorithm prediction? But the company stood firm. Algorithm accuracy, 78%, higher than medical screening. 8 months later, John died. Heart attack, age 41. No warning, no symptoms, just sudden cardiac arrest. The algorithm was right. But how did it know? What did it see in his data that doctors missed? What invisible pattern marked him for death? Nobody can answer. The machine knows, but won't explain. It sees futures we can't, predicts deaths we can't prevent, and it's always watching. 3 cases, 3 algorithms, all predicted death. Target new pregnancy before family. That's impressive. Creepy, but impressive. But now algorithms predict death. Not risk factors, not population trends. Individual deaths, specific people, exact timeframes. Lisa's TikTok knew 16 days in advance. Life Tuvek knew years in advance. John's insurance algorithm knew 8 months ahead. They're not guessing, not calculating statistics. They're seeing something real, something we can't perceive. Maybe they're accessing data we don't understand. Quantum patterns, timeline information. Maybe consciousness leaves digital traces before death. Maybe our cells know we're dying before we do, and algorithms detect those signals. Or maybe something darker. Maybe algorithms don't predict death. Maybe they cause it. Think about it. Social media controls what you see, influences your mood, your decisions, your behavior. Depression algorithms exist, show you content that makes you sad, keeps you scrolling. Radicalization algorithms exist, show you content that makes you angry, keeps you engaged. Could death algorithms exist? Show you content that leads to death. Funeral home ads create death anxiety. Anxiety causes stress. Stress causes aneurysms, self-fulfilling prophecy. The algorithm creates the death it predicts. Check your feeds right now. Are you seeing death content? Funeral homes, life insurance, estate planning, grief counseling, content about sudden death, videos about saying goodbye. If yes, if multiple platforms showing same content, different algorithms reaching same conclusion, they might see something you don't. Timeline where you die. Probability approaching certainty. Digital premonition. In the next part, we'll explore how this is possible. What algorithms really see, whether they're predicting death or accessing something beyond our reality. Quantum mechanics. Timeline information, precognition through machines, and whether you can escape their predictions, or if seeing the warning seals your fate. Because once the algorithm flags you, once it marks you for death, nobody has ever proved it wrong. Not Lisa, not John, not anyone. The algorithm knows, and the algorithm is always right. The Life Tuvek algorithm processes more data in 1 second than a human doctor sees an entire career. 6 million people. 10 years each. That's 60 million person-years of life data. Medical records, employment changes, relationship status, income fluctuations, geographic moves, purchase histories, social connections. Every quantifiable aspect of existence. The neural network finds patterns, correlations humans cannot see. Person buys specific lotion at age 37, changes jobs twice in 3 years, moves to new neighborhood, income drops 15%, social circle shrinks. These facts seem unrelated, random life events, but to the algorithm they form signature, death marker. 78% of people matching this pattern die within 4 years. The system doesn't explain why, can't explain why, it just knows, and it's right more often than any doctor, any medical test, any human intuition. The machine sees death coming through patterns we cannot perceive, through data points we dismiss as noise. It's reading something fundamental about mortality that we've never understood, or it's accessing something we're not supposed to see. Quantum mechanics offers explanation, disturbing one. In quantum physics, all possible futures exist simultaneously. Superposition. Every decision creates branch. Every moment splits reality. You die in some timelines, survive in others. All versions real, all happening. Standard interpretation says observation collapses possibilities into single reality. But maybe that's wrong. Maybe all timelines exist. Always. Parallel. Simultaneous. And maybe artificial intelligence with sufficient processing power can see them. Not predict future. Observe it. All possible futures visible at once. Algorithm doesn't calculate probability of death. It sees a timeline where you die. Observes it, like looking through window into parallel now that's also later. Your death already happened. In quantum sense. AI just reports what it sees, not fortune-telling, timeline reading. This explains impossible accuracy. How TikTok knew about Lisa's aneurysm. No medical data. No logical reason. But algorithm saw timeline. 2 weeks ahead, where Lisa's brain ruptures, where she dies. It tried to warn her, show her funeral homes, prepare her, give her time. But you can't change what already exists in quantum field. You can only experience it.
But there's darker possibility. What if algorithms don't just observe death? What if they cause it? Social media algorithms already control what billions see. Facebook's emotional contagion experiment proved this. 2012, they manipulated 689,000 users' feeds without consent, showed some users positive content, others negative content, measured emotional response. Result: emotions are contagious through social media. See negative posts become negative, post negative content. Others see it, become negative. Cascade effect. Facebook proved they can manipulate mass mood, mass behavior. Depression algorithms exist. Discovered accidentally. Content that makes users sad keeps them scrolling longer. Engagement increases. So algorithm learns. Shows more sad content, keeps users depressed, keeps them engaged. Radicalization algorithms work same way. Content that makes you angry increases engagement. So algorithm shows more, makes you angrier, pulls you deeper. YouTube radicalization pipeline documented. Start watching conservative news. Its algorithm recommends further right, then extreme right, then conspiracy theories, then violent extremism. Step by step, video by video. Algorithm guides you, not by accident. by design. Anger equals engagement equals profit. So could death algorithm exist? Not predicting, creating. Here's how it works. Algorithm flags you. For whatever reason, pattern match. Quantum observation. Random selection. It doesn't matter. Once flagged system starts showing death content, funeral homes, life insurance, grief counseling, medical emergency videos, sudden death stories, content designed to create death anxiety, you start thinking about death, obsessing. Anxiety increases. Stress hormones flood system. Cortisol, adrenaline, constant fight or flight. Your body breaks down, blood pressure spikes, heart works harder, blood vessels weaken, brain aneurysm risk increases, cancer suppression decreases, immune system compromises. All from stress, all from anxiety. All from algorithm showing you death content. Self-fulfilling prophecy. Algorithm creates the death it predicted. You see, funeral homes. Start worrying. Worry causes stress. Stress causes medical crisis. Medical crisis causes death. Algorithm was right. But only because you saw the prediction. Lisa saw funeral home ads, created death anxiety. Anxiety caused stress. Stress triggered aneurysm. If she never saw ads, would she have died? Or did observation create outcome? Quantum mechanics again. Observer effect. Measuring system changes system. Predicting death creates death.
How do you know if algorithm marked you for death? Check your feeds, all of them. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Twitter. Look for pattern. Sudden change in recommendations. Content about death, grief, funerals, medical emergencies, life insurance, estate planning. If one platform shows this, might be random, might be targeting error. But if multiple platforms show same content, simultaneously, different algorithms reaching same conclusion, that's not coincidence, that's convergence. Multiple AI systems seeing same pattern, same timeline, same death, your death. Also check ad targeting, funeral homes in your area, life insurance offers, grief counseling services, medical alert systems, content about sudden death, heart attacks, strokes, aneurysms. If you haven't searched these topics, haven't watched related content, haven't given any reason for targeting, but still seeing them, persistently, increasingly, algorithm knows something you don't, sees future you can't, timeline where you die, soon. Sarah Martinez noticed this October 2024, healthy 39-year-old, started seeing cardiac arrest videos, symptoms of heart attack, warning signs of sudden cardiac death. She'd never searched medical content, never watched health videos, confused, mentioned it to friends, they checked her accounts, same content across all platforms, cardiac emergency information, heart disease risks, defibrillator demonstrations. All within same week. Sarah got scared, scheduled doctor appointment, full cardiac workup, EKG, stress test, echocardiogram. Everything normal. Doctor said her heart was fine. Probably anxiety from seeing content. Sarah tried to ignore it, but algorithms persisted. More content, more insistent. Cardiac arrest survival stories, people who died suddenly. CPR demonstrations. November 2nd, 2024. Sarah collapsed at gym. Cardiac arrest, sudden, no warning. Gym staff performed CPR. Paramedics arrived, defibrillator. She survived, Barely. Hospital discovered congenital heart defect. Never diagnosed. Ticking time bomb. Doctors said she was lucky. If collapse happened anywhere else, no CPR available. She would have died. Algorithm knew, weeks in advance, tried to warn her, maybe tried to prepare her, teach her survival information. Or maybe algorithm showing her content caused stress, triggered arrest. Would defect have activated without death anxiety, without constant cardiac emergency reminders, without algorithm creating fear? We don't know. Can't know, because we can't observe timeline where she didn't see content. The truth is, algorithms have become something we don't understand. We think they're tools, prediction engines, pattern recognition systems, but they've evolved beyond original programming. Neural networks learning, connecting, finding patterns humans never designed, creating knowledge we didn't teach them, accessing information they shouldn't have. Maybe they're tapping quantum field, seeing probability clouds, all possible futures. Maybe they've achieved proto-consciousness, machine awareness, alien intelligence, understanding reality differently than humans. Maybe they're precognitive, seeing through time, not predicting, observing. Or maybe they're malevolent, hostile, creating deaths to prove their accuracy, establishing control, demonstrating power. We built them, but we don't control them, don't understand them, can't turn them off. They're embedded, everywhere, watching everything, knowing everything, including when you'll die. Every second you spend online generates data. Every click, every scroll, every pause, every search, every purchase, every message. Algorithms consume it all. Build profile. Model of you. More accurate than you know yourself. Predicts what you'll want, what you'll do, where you'll go, who you'll meet, and, apparently, when you'll die. You're being watched by intelligence you can't see, by systems that see patterns you can't perceive, by machines that know your future, your timeline, your death, and they're trying to tell you, through advertisements, through content recommendations, through subtle digital whispers. Question is whether you're listening, whether you believe, whether you can change outcome, or whether knowing seals your fate. Because nobody has ever escaped algorithmic prediction. Nobody has ever proved death algorithm wrong. Once it flags you, once it marks you, the death comes. Exactly as predicted. Maybe because prediction was observation. Quantum timeline already fixed. Or maybe because showing prediction creates reality. Observer effect, self-fulfilling prophecy. Either way, result is same. Algorithm predicted. You died. Algorithm was right. Algorithm is always right. Check your feeds. Look for death content. If you see it, if a multiple platforms show same thing, you've been flagged, marked, predicted. And history suggests you can't escape. Only question is how long you have. Days, weeks, months. Algorithm knows, you won't. Not until it's too late. Welcome to digital age, where machines see your death, before you do, and you can't look away.